2. I can't hear you. Let me try this one. Yeah. Check 1, 2. There we go. I can hear me now. There we go. Picked up the wrong mic. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us here at the Pan Am Center. OSBA men's second semifinal action. It's the 2 and the 3 seed right now. United Scholastic Academy wearing the, I guess, navy blue with red and white. Almost the Team USA colors. And Fort Erie in the red and black. So Fort Erie, the defending OSBA champs. Now keep in mind, Leonard Miller, their star player from last year, now down playing in the NBA G League in the Ignite. United Scholastic loaded with big-time talent. So is Fort Erie. Number of guys you're going to see playing NCAA basketball. Now, the only issue of note, Vashon Allett, BioSteel All-Canadian, injured right now, will not be playing. Yamari Allett, his brother, suited up and ready to go. So you could argue United Scholastic's best player out, and so their coaching staff, they got it in tonight to try to figure out a way to strategize to get around this really good Fort Erie squad. So I've called Fort Erie's games a couple times this year already. One up against Orangeville, also in the grind session. You want to keep an eye on Christian Nitsu, big 6'11 guy. He's still a youngster, but this guy's fielding offers from a whole bunch of different NCAA programs, both high major. Felix Caceres is another guy you're going to be seeing BioSteel weekend. And then Ishan Sharma as well. This guy's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Braden Jackson can go. Charles Ye, Olivier Faubert, another youngster, but they're loaded. On Team USA, Arden Begaj, the 7-footer wearing number 34. He's going to be big right now. Colby Charles. Efeso Oliogu is a youngster, just 16 years old, and this guy's got quite a few high major offers. Here we go. Oliogu right off the bat, and then denied, quick foul. Who's it going to be called on is key. Because we saw it earlier in the game with Royal Crown. Hunter Harding got into foul trouble quick. So it might have been on Ye. I think I saw a 1-1 go up from the ref, number 11. So Efeso Oliogu, this guy, last year as a 15-year-old, participated in the BioSteel All-Canadian Dunk Contest. And I got a pretty good look at his athleticism. This dude is the real deal. You're going to be seeing him on TV soon enough. Sharma, ball in his hand. To Nitsu. Sorry, that's Faubert, 15. And Olivier drives, no good. Here comes United Scholastic. Yamari Allett, number 14. And then reckless pass, no need for that. Sharma leaves it for Jackson. Caceres, number 3, to Faubert. Olivier. And Begaj is going to be called with his foul. So a couple of the big guys already quick fouls for United Scholastic. And now with one quick foul, Begaj to the bench. He's coming in. Sam Lafuebu. And Faubert, Olivier from Ottawa. I believe he's a 2024. So game 4, it's been a long day. Gym's still packed. We've had 3 outstanding games. Well, the last one ended up finishing well. A long 3, way off. That was Preston Gale. Caceres switches to his left hand, doesn't drop. Rebound Preston Gale. For those unfamiliar, United Scholastic Academy from Scarborough, just down the road on Lawrence. And Fort Erie, obviously, from Fort Erie, Ontario. Long three. That's Efeso Oliogu. Good start for the youngster. 5-1 USA. Jackson, and then that's denied. Lafuebo swats that out of bounds. So with Vashon Alette sidelined with injury, it's who's going to step up now. They're going to need Oliogu to be big, and any number of other guys are going to have to chip in. Vashon, along with his brother Yamari, both committed to Old Dominion and going to play down in the Sun Belt. It's good basketball. I've interviewed a number of the coaches in the Sun Belt over the past couple months. And Faubert called with a foul. Spoke to Dustin Kearns, the Appalachian State head coach, earlier this season. My guy Richie Riley at South Alabama I've talked to at least once or twice a year for the past 7 or 8 years. Had a good relationship with him. Started when he was at Nicholls State, when no one wanted to talk to him. So no matter what, he's always thankful that he gives me that time at least once or twice a year. He says, you reached out to me when no one wanted to talk to me. And it's rare that coaches think about that. Also, my guy Scott Cross over at Troy. You can go find all these on my undraftedfreeagent.com college basketball podcast on iTunes and Spotify, all that good stuff. Gale missing free throws. Appreciate everyone out there in YouTube stream tuning it in. Felix Caceres, there's 2 BioSteel All-Canadians there going head-to-head. Diego Ramos seeing his first action, number 9, Ishant Sharma. And he's fouled. So I talked to Ishant last year out in Oshawa when they had it at Durham College / Ontario Tech University. And we talked then. This guy's been a part of the Canadian national team program. He's got Ivy League aspirations. That's kind of some of the places he's looking at. He's got a bunch of offers on the table, including some high majors. Well, interests anyways. Boston College, Washington State, and then places like Albany. But I think he's hoping for an Ivy League link-up. (5-3). Sharma hitting some free throws. Gale. Oliogu. That's Yamari Alette. Missed on his first 3. Caceres. Sharma, feet inside, and Ye, instead of putting it up, kicks out. Sometimes one too many pass, and now they're going to have to, Sharma lets them off the hook. I thought Ye had a great look at the basket. Just shoot, you're a foot away. Ishan Sharma, though. And then Yamari Alette responds for 3. You know, as a guy who's born and raised in Scarborough, and that's over and back, yep. Careless from Caceres. I'm loving all the parents and family members on United Scholastic with the Scarborough versus everybody T-shirts on. Anyone out there with United Scholastic listening, link me up. I got the Scarborough flag tattooed on my arm. They used to have a Scarborough flag back in the 80s and 90s, and then they got rid of it. Google it. Look it up. And what's going on? Well, that was a little confusing. I thought it was over and back. Shouldn't that be USA ball? And now the third ref's coming in. Well, who's on first? What's on second? It's kind of, we've already reached that point early in the game. And I'm with the USA head coach. Supposed to be over and back. Should be their ball. Either way, Braden Jackson inbounds. Felix Casares. Ishan Sharma. Too much. Yamari Alette. And almost over and back. Preston Gale keeps that in. And stepped out of bounds. So that's been a problem in all 4 games we've had today. People not knowing where the baseline is. And, again, I've talked on every broadcast. It's really confusing. I don't blame the young men and women for getting lost out there. But shout out to Olivier Jean-Charles, one of the Orangeville coaches. He must have just tuned in. Appreciate you. He's trying to correct me on Efesua's name. Well, I went through it with the coach, and they said Efosa and made them spell it phonetically. Braden Jackson. And there's a follow, Mario Akuntak, number 13, coming off the bench for Fort Erie. 8-7, back and forth we go. Both teams feeling each other out. Like the first round of a fight. Just getting a few jabs in. Too strong, that was Romel Russell. Yeah, Olivia, that's what I have it, Efosa. That's what they told me. So I'm going with the coaches. And down the other end again, Fort Erie. Yamari Alette pulls up for 3. Misses on that one. That should be red ball. It looked like it hit off Romel Russell. Alas, it's going to be Fort Erie ball. No, it is USA ball, yeah. It's been a long day. I should have got my second cup of coffee. Bagage in. And Alette rims in and out. And is that Bagage again? Let me see up top. I can't see. No. Well, it doesn't look like they're tracking the fouls there. It is. Yeah, that is his second. So Bagage, the 7-footer, in foul trouble early. He's already got 2 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Braden Jackson and Akuntak can't follow. Romel Russell for United Scholastic. Yamari Alette trying to back down his defender. Oh, lovely. And a travel. Fort Erie, let's go. Caceres, got to get him revved up if you're Fort Erie. Ishan Sharma, and the follow, Mariel Akuntak. So he's made an impact off the bench. Charrier starts, and then Akuntak comes in. His length, ridiculous. They got him listed at 6'11", and he's just a youngster. This dude, I believe, is a 2025. So what a future this guy's got. They got him listed as a sophomore. Sharma. Spin move and just undresses United Scholastic's defense. Ishan Sharma. You know, Sharma's taken on a much bigger role this year with A couple of the guys, bouncing, going to NCAA or the G League. And he's, last year he was just a pure shooter. Now he's got the ball in his hand a little bit more, attack in the basket. Showed a lot more versatility this season. Caceres, he wanted dunk, but went nice lay-in. Romel Russell. Also got Max Verpool out there for the first time, number 31. Heard Josh Milliken with North Pole talking about him and one of his sleeper guys to watch out for. Quick drink of water. And it's Oliogu at the free throw line. So he's currently fielding offers right now from Alabama, DePaul, Maryland, Mississippi State, Oregon, and several more. He's just a youngster of 2025. I don't want to get in the way of any kids recruiting, but with what's going on with Alabama off the court, I don't know. Doing great things on the court. And I know Nate Oates, their head coach, well. I've interviewed him a number of times. I got his cell phone number. Spoken to him 5 or 6 times. Ishan Sharma. Things getting a little messy down in Tuscaloosa. Verpool in and out. Caceres. And there's Sharma, quick trigger. Too much. And Oliogu comes away with it. Preston Gale. Up and under, everything but dropping. And Sharma. Oh no, that was Ramos, excuse me. How's that not over and back? Wide open look, Ramos. Spin move, delicious. Diego Ramos. And now Fort Erie has an 8-point lead, and United Scholastic wants to talk about it. OSBA men's semifinal action for the right to play Royal Crown in tomorrow's final. Chris McKee, thanks for joining us here on the YouTube stream. So I can see Christian Nitu over there in street clothes. So I don't know. Wasn't told about any injury. I went and talked to head coach Charles Hantamakis before. Always great to see Charles. Last time I saw him, he was getting ejected from a game up in Orangeville, which is not the first time I've seen that happen. But we had a chuckle about it after, but and they're playing one of the worst songs in the history of all time, the Macarena. This song haunted me back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. It was like, every nightclub you went to, they were playing it, and it was just like too much. And everyone lined up doing the dance. Back to it, Preston Gale, ball in hand. Long three, misses. That's Kobe Charles out there. And Sharma, step back jumper, air ball. So Sharma having a tough shooting go so far. He'll rev up. Substitution, so Charrier back in. Braden Jackson. will have a breather. You just see the size of Fort Erie. And keep in mind, Nitu over there in street clothes. With him out there, I mean, you're talking NBA guys. You got 3 guys like 6'11". Only 2 out there now. Verpool, a little floater over top of a Kuntak. Max Verpool. So I don't know what that was from Caceres, just reckless. But luckily, Charrier bails him out. And then Akuntak down the other end doesn't drop for him. Preston Gale, great vision. Oliogu. And a travel. Good call. So Fort Erie really quick in and out with substitutions. Trying to keep guys fresh. Braden Jackson back in. Ramos back to the bench. Caceres reckless on that last possession. And United Scholastic's press causing issues. Jackson alley-oop. And that's Mariel Akuntak on the other end of the alley-oop. So if USA is going to press, just know you're going to be exposed for wide open dunks like that. Oliogu down their other end, and now he's fouled. And then you see Braden Jackson as well. His length, crazy. And so Oliogu at the free throw line. Been a part of the Canadian national team program. I'm hoping he's in the dunk contest again this year. Well, for a semifinal game, not a lot of atmosphere in the gym just yet. We need a big dunk to kind of wake this place up, get everyone into it. Nightfall has crept in here in Scarborough. We've had the sun shining through all day. Finally, a bit more ambiance here at nighttime. Caceres. 10 seconds to go in the half. Jackson to Faubert, and he stepped out of bounds. How many times have we seen that already? So here's a suggestion for the players and coaches tomorrow. Before you get here or in the pregame warm-up, walk the baseline with your back to it so you get a sense of where the line is. Because this is, semifinals, finals, that's turnovers. That's cost of possession. You don't want that happening tomorrow. Preston Gale, no good. Charrier got in the way. And as time is expiring, they heave it up, doesn't drop. So at the end of one, Fort Erie leads United Scholastic 21-15, 6-point lead. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us here on the OSBA YouTube stream. Don't forget, click subscribe, that red button, so you can stay up to date, all things OSBA. Follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever your fancy. Ontario SBA. Bunch of great highlights being posted all weekend. Shout out to Colin, who was sitting next to me earlier. He was doing all the Instagram stuff and highlights. I think I'm going to get, if Drew's coming back, I'm supposed to have Drew from On Point join me for the start of the second quarter again. So hopefully he comes through. Of course, hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee. Check out my basketball one, undrafted free agent, undrafted_FA. I've been busy. I have a golf radio show on Saga 960. And so I've been busy doing some other stuff to be doing basketball, but I'm sitting on a whole bunch of highlights. I'll get to them over the next couple of weeks. And I always post them up there. Hopefully get, because I've been doing this, I haven't had the chance to do any interviews. Normally I would sit and do interviews after the game, but there's just no time because it moves so quick. Because it's basically, as soon as the game's over, go down to the other coaches, make sure I got all the numbers and names right, which I try to do, and then quick washroom break, and then you're almost kind of right back to it. So, big tune. Was it Whiz Kid and Thames? One of the biggest songs over the past sort of 18 months or so. Once you hear it, it gets stuck in your head. Back to it, Braden Jackson getting set to inbound for Fort Erie. They lead by 6, started the second quarter. Felix Caceres trying to shake out the cobwebs. Ramos out there right now. And it looks like an illegal screen, perhaps. Charrier. Preston Gale. So Gale previously at Thornley. He's getting some NCAA interest. Saw that he visited with Holy Cross when they were down in Rhode Island a couple weeks ago. Oliogu. Holy Cross is that the Patriot League, I believe? There's a lot more conferences in college basketball than there is in college football. Well, you're going with 330 teams or so in college basketball compared to about 130 or so or 135 now in Division I football. Begaj, the 7-footer, he's had some foul trouble. And there's Kobe Charles with the lay-in for United Scholastic. But Begaj, the 7-footer, he's got to watch. Got 2 quick fouls early. Haven't seen much of them. They need to get him involved. They're also going to need him out there to deal with some of the size that Fort Erie has. Caceres pulls up. Tough shot, but hey, it worked out well for him. Not a fan of that. If taking long threes like that, just long twos just inside the three-point line, either take the 3 or keep attacking. That's 1990s NBA style. Oliogu undresses everyone in red. Ifosa Oliogu. Lead to 4 now. Stolen by Charles, but he stepped out of bounds. Unlucky. Read it well, but just ran out of real estate. Talked about this in some of the earlier broadcasts, but there's always different people tuning in. So we're here right on Morningside. Across the street is Mornell Court, home of the weekend. The Grammy-winning R&B singer from Toronto. This is his neck of the woods. We're also right next to the campus of the University of Toronto, the Scarborough campus anyways. Begaj. And denied by Charrier. Begaj yet to get going. Begaj got a bunch of offers. Syracuse, Mississippi State, Old Dominion, Ohio, Princeton, Richmond. I saw he's already taken visits to Richmond and Ohio, 2 really good mid-major programs. Richmond in the A10, Ohio in the Mid-American contest. There's a foul. So while we get us up, mention University of Toronto Scarborough. So I'm reading a book right now on Colonel Russell Williams, who is the guy who used to be the head officer at CFB Trenton, Canada's largest military base up in Trenton, who ended up killing 2 women. And getting charged with a whole bunch of other stuff. He attended University of Toronto Scarborough. So did Paul Bernardo. So not exactly some shining alumni right next door at U of T Scarborough. Yamari Alette trying to dance through everyone. I thought he got away with a bit of a travel. He was tap dancing out there. And now United Scholastic will get to inbound. Kobe Charles, way off, air ball. You can see the nerves on both teams still. Here we are deep into the second quarter. Neither team's really settled down. Fort Erie looks a little bit more comfortable. Keep in mind, United Scholastic playing without star Vashon Alette, the BioSteel All-Canadian. And Faubert just took a handle off it. There again, the nerve's not there. Guys not doing fundamental stuff like just catching the ball. They got to stop worrying about who's in the stands and who's watching on YouTube and just focus on playing. Keep in mind, a lot of times these guys are playing in empty gyms and, out at these playgrounds in Burlington and Oshawa. It's not exactly, for the fan experience. There's Preston Gale for United Scholastic with the response. Gets the lead back down to 2, but keep in mind, guys still teenagers playing in front of crowds like this changes your approach sometimes. Mariela Kuntak doesn't drop. Here comes USA, Kobe Charles. Effortless dunk. And now Fort Erie wants to talk about it. Charles Hentamakis with the timeout. So USA settling down. Kobe Charles, you saw his hops there. Really effortless. Tied at 23. I still think we need that big dunk. I got Ibrahim Sacco standing right behind me. He had that dunk that would have ripped this roof off that he just missed in the last game, and that could have changed the whole momentum of the game. And he went too strong and threw it off the back of the rim, didn't drop. But we need something like that in this game, get the energy going. I'm also surprised at how, I talked about this even during the girls' games earlier, very chippy, aggressive, strategic fouls. The ladies getting a little bit nasty here and that. We saw a little bit of that in the previous men's game. We haven't seen any of that right now. So I'd like to see someone maybe get a little bit more physical, change the temperature of the game. Nothing cheap, but certainly for those that know the game, you know how to do it right. Sharma. Caceres from the corner. And that rolls off Faubert's hands out of bounds. It's going to be USA ball. Begaj corner 3, in and out, doesn't drop for him. Rebound Faubert. Sharma. Faubert in the corner, swish. And the big man from Ottawa, Olivier Faubert, much needed 3, 26-23, Fort Erie back in the lead. Yamari Alette looked good to start. Got to get him revved up. Preston Gale, excuse me. That drops. Back and forth we go. Caceres A Kuntak. No good. Here's Gale. Gale's got wheels. He gets up and down quick. Charles misses on that attempt. And I don't know what happened. I think I thought maybe one of the Fort Erie guys might have tapped that in. Either way, United Scholastic back with the lead. And a travel called. Unfortunate against Sharma. That could have went either way. Chat with Mario, one of the coaches with TMU, a.k.a. Ryerson in between. Mario used to coach Bill Crothers for moving up to the OUA. Spin move doesn't go. Rebound Charrier. Oh, that's got to be a foul, yeah. Oliogu a little too aggressive in chasing that down, bumped Caceres, and now he's going to pick up a foul. And that is his first. So Oliogu with 10, Yamari Alette with 7. Faubert just hit that 3. Trying to back down Alette. And 1. Olivier Faubert. So with Christian Nitsu in street clothes, Olivier Faubert much more key today, and he's showing up. He just backed down the much smaller Alette. Finishes and 1. Yamari Oliogu spins, kicks out to Charles. Kobe Charles, bam, from 3. Puts USA back in front by 2. And Braden Jackson skates through, but doesn't drop for him. Alette down the other way. What a pass to Oliogu. And denied Faubert. What a block. And then scoops it up. Jackson down the other end with the Euro step. And Braden Jackson not having the luck. Does that look good? Alley-oop! Ooh. And Oliogu stepped out of bounds. That would have been the dunk we were looking for right there. It was a little too high for him. Didn't drop. Caceres, Faubert, hot potato, Yamari Alette, and I don't know what that was, just reckless. That's not heads up ball, and Ishant Sharma makes him pay. Got to do better than just heaving it up the court. Lefuebo out there again, 36 for USA. And he's got an easy lay-in. Sam Lefuebo. Caceres, he's just got the size. I mean, for a point guard, he's big. That's what's getting him those opportunities at the next level. Sharma showing his handle, throws it up, doesn't go, but he's fouled by Kobe Charles. 1:52 to go in the half. Sharma at the free throw line. Sharma from Milton. Obviously just west of Toronto, past Mississauga. He's been a part of the Team Canada national team. He was at the 2022 U17 World Cup. And in the 2021 U16, the FIBA Americas tourney. Tied at 32. Or as they'd say in Newfoundland, 32. And what a feed inside. Sam Lafuebo off the bench, making plays. It's a dude from Ottawa, 6'10". What's going? A bit of a wrestling match broke out. Max Verpool and Sharma. And USA pressing again. And it's got to be, yeah, it is. They got lucky because Sharma was just wobbling. And Preston Gale just a little bit, maybe about half a second there too early. So they're in the bonus, I guess. Yeah. And so Sharma again. So Sharma also a 2024. So he's got lots more basketball in him. Lead back to 1. It's amazing how all 4 games today, no separation between either team. Gale wanted the highlight dunk out of bounds when he caught that ball. And that just shows, parity, right? We didn't have that a couple of years ago in the OSBA. Certain teams blowing everyone out. Now there's so many good teams, so many good players. And Sharma's going to get caught with a push-off on Verpool. And Braden Jackson back in. And now we got a timeout on the floor. 1:19 to go. You got timeouts. You might as well use them. We got some Naughty by Nature hip-hop array in the background. I've produced numerous Canadian tours for Naughty by Nature, including one of the last things I did before I went back to college to get into media. I had them headline Beer Fest in Toronto in front of 25,000 people. That was pretty good. Got to stand on stage with them for that show. But Tretch, who's the lead singer, I love the parents and stuff will know this, but he was really good friends with Tupac Shakur. And so when I was on the road with these guys up in Kingston, Ontario, a bit of a small club, so not a lot of people hanging out backstage, and so ended up having a few drinks with Tretch, and he started telling me stories about things he got up to with him and Tupac, and I can't really tell those stories on this broadcast, but it was a trip to just kind of sit and listen to, him tell those stories and get a window into what it was like to hang out with Tupac Shakur. It was a trip to hang out with Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Grammy-winning rapper. Here we go, back to it. Verpool, corner 3. And the follow! Oliogu out of nowhere rocks the rim. And that's what gets them up on their feet. That just woke the gym up. Here at OSBA Championship Weekend, Ifosa Oliogu out of nowhere. Ooh. Keep in mind, this guy just a 2025, a youngster. And that's the kind of hops this dude's got. And that's why he's got a whole bunch of high major offers already. Again, if you are out there watching on YouTube Streamland, leave a message in the comments. Yorm, any comments? Nothing? Good. Usually no news is good news. You can also hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. Well, getting close to the half, back and forth. This is no one's game right now. It's up for the taking. Faubert to Caceres, and how's that not a foul? He got undercut by Verpool. United Scholastic pressing, and Ye's got to recognize he had 4 guys ahead of him, and Faubert muscles that one in. Back to 1. Shout out to Brian McKnight. Preston Gale drives and then denied by Caceres. Corner 3, Kobe Charles. Push that ahead. Charrier. Caceres. And Sharma doesn't roll for him. And Verpool just threw that right to Ye. Here goes Faubert attacking again. No foul called. Fort Erie bench looking for that call. Verpool pulls up for 3. Bingo! Max Verpool from way downtown. And time is expiring. Sharma doesn't recognize. And so United Scholastic Academy will go to the half with a 4-point lead, courtesy of that big 3 right at the end by Max Verpool. 39-35. Thanks for joining us here on the OSBA YouTube stream. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back for the start of the second half. You can tell I need it. I'm fumbling over the words. We'll see you in a minute. Well, welcome back for the start of the second half. OSBA semifinal action. I'm about to be joined by Drew from On Point again. He's going to join me for the third quarter. We're listening to some new edition, If It Isn't Love. So leading scorers in the first half, Ifosa Oliogu leads United Scholastic with 12, and Caceres is that 13? Is that what that says up top?
Yeah, he's got 12, and Aishan has 13.
Oh, Sharma has 13. Sorry, yeah, okay.
13, yep.
All right, throw that on.
I got the score sheet, actually.
So Drew from On Point back in the building again. Joined me during the first semifinal. So, Drew, thoughts on the first half, kind of back and forth. No one really kind of taking the game yet.
Back and forth affair, two evenly matched teams. Thanks for having me, Chris. I love the energy that, nice backdoor.
Speaking of the energy, Oliogu there, two-handed dunk. So he's starting to wake up.
He is. I love the energy that Fort Erie started the game with. They were running their sets. They were getting what they wanted. I was near the bench of USA.
Oh, that's Felix Caceres there. Go ahead. Yeah.
Tough player. I was near the bench of USA, and they just had no energy. They were just kind of there, and they have Vashon Alette there on the bench. Obviously, he's out for the season, rest of the season. Just had surgery as well. And they I didn't feel they were in the game early on. And now they picked up, got a few good plays, and that dunk off the rebound there was unreal.
I was calling for that. I'm like, we need that dunk to wake this crowd up, and then Oliogu out of nowhere. But then there we go. I've been talking about the sidelines again. Preston Gale just stood out of bounds again. I said these kids got to start walking the sideline to figure out where the lines are, because think about that. We're talking about 4 or 5 possessions a game simply by just stepping out of bounds.
You know what? I think the colors, they need to do something about the colors, to be honest with you. It's too close. That has to be a dark line, like black or maybe navy blue or blue that matches
that
one of the
in
blues.
The middle.
That navy in the middle would be perfect, because there's too many players stepping on it. When you see that, you know that it's too close to the regular floor color. Shout out my guy Ryan Xavier as well. Fantastic staff here at the Pan Am Center. This is where, as we mentioned before, the Scarborough Shooting Stars are a different look and feel in here for Scarborough. More dark on the outside, and so all the attention is on the court. But a great facility here, as we said, Toronto Pan Am Sports Center.
So United Scholastic 4-point lead. Back and forth we go. Oliogu, as you can see, a couple highlight reel dunks. He's starting to get going, and that spells trouble for Fort Erie. And Sharma doesn't drop.
Nope, doesn't get that one to go. Tough drive, though. A lot of traffic. I would have liked to see him go left hand there, go right to the hoop. Kind of threw up a floater. And if you haven't seen Ifosa, number 8 on on USA, you're missing something. This is one of the premier players in this country. I feel he is actually the next great one coming out of Canada. Very young, obviously, one of the younger players out here, but you see his body, his physical stature already. Played for Canada a couple years ago as well and went crazy in the international stage. Watch for him. He's incredible talent. He'll be one we're going to be talking about for many, many years.
Keep in mind, he's just 16 years old. So we had one ref overturn a call there, and there's Jamari Alette, and he misses a wide-open lay-in. You can't do that in these kind of games.
You can't miss. And, you're a guy who's got a D1, signing. You got an opportunity to go to the next level. You have to show those coaches you're going to be making big plays. There's no excuse. Wide open got to finish.
So Begaj, another foul on 34. So he's piling them up. And Felix Caceres at the line. So Felix from Montreal. I had the chance to go up, talked about this a little bit with Josh earlier, but they had an NCAA tournament back in the end of November up in Laval, just outside of Montreal. 6 teams, and I got to go up and interview all the coaches.
Amazing.
Got some pretty great access kind of in the dressing rooms and all that stuff. It was an awesome experience. So it was Stephen F. Austin University, Hofstra, Quinnipiac, UNC Greensboro.
That's a good teams.
Middle Tennessee State, and I know I'm missing someone else. But what a weekend.
That's amazing. I may be heading back out to Montreal. Game Point, they're a group down there, a media group like us, like On Point, and they're holding their All-Star game. I believe it's right after the BioSteel game, and the amount of talent in Montreal. I think he might be playing as well in that game. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, Montreal is certainly up there.
Montreal's got some ballers.
So all the crowd screaming that Charrier maybe traveled or double dribble. Diego Ramos kick out to Faubert, who had a good first half. So do we know what's up with Christian Nitsu, why he's in street clothes? I didn't get any information.
That's a good question. I'm going to see if I can find that, and I'll let you know. That's very surprising. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you put him in this game. That's a big advantage for them as far as size and versatility.
Well, Faubert stepped up in his place. He's getting a lot more minutes from some of the games I've called earlier with Nitsu, and he's played well. So the youngster, Olivier Faubert, taking advantage.
We talked about the depth, right? And this is another team that has a lot of depth.
Yamari Alette misses that three. Both teams got to wake up.
I'm going to see if my man Josue has the scoop.
And the follow, Charrier. Caceres missed on his attempt, and then Charrier with the follow and hammers it away.
That's a big-time play right there. You got to box out. That's got to be a charge. Yep.
And that's as easy a charge as you're going to see. Preston Gale just put his shoulder into Charrier.
Great defense right there. Got to move your feet, folks. You got to move your feet and use your head out there. Outthink your opponent.
So tied at 41. Still a great crowd in this gym. Tomorrow, I would imagine, packed house. What are we, 12-3 tomorrow?
12-3, yep.
Yeah. Men's at 3, women's at noon. I'll be on the call for both. And then Ishant Sharma goes through everyone on United Scholastic. Nice lay-in.
Sharma's a great player. I mean, the length on him as a guard, and he's a lead guard. I mean, he takes a kind of, off guard sometimes positioning, but he's a lead guard at the next level.
Missed on that attempt. What's the kid that was here that's down at Maine that was with Fort Erie last year? Jaden.
Man.
Because he was the MVP of the OSBA's last year.
Why am I not? Jaden Clayton.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, I know. I was trying to blank too because I've interviewed a great player.
Jaden is doing his thing,
but
man.
Yeah, he was the point last year. Running
quintessential things. Point.
Yeah.
He was a floor general.
And I think that, obviously that's been key. But, hey, Fort Erie's still doing just fine.
Oh, they've got, they recruit, and shout out Coach Charles. They do their thing.
Yeah, Jaden Clayton, great kid. I chatted with him at BioSteel. Awesome kid. And what's the main coach's name? Chris, he's a Canadian guy. He's the one that gets all the Canadian. He used to be the assistant at Northeastern.
Yeah.
Chris Markwood.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. I got no notes. I got no producer telling me what's up. We're just pulling this from memory.
We're just pulling it.
Forgive us, Coach. Talking about 330-something Division I head coaches.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I know Tom Izzo's the head coach at Michigan State. So.
Oh, yeah, you know that. I mean, I had a chance to talk to him a couple years ago.
Nice.
He was up, and actually, no, it was down in the States, and even Coach Izzo was like, yo, you guys are putting some players out here, and, what are you guys doing up in Canada? And he's been up here, obviously, before to scout some players.
David Thomas back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Was he on that national championship team with, Mateen Cleaves and Mo Pete? Was he on that team, or was it just after,
I think it was I think it was. I saw that he also, on social media, posted that he, I think he bought a pet reserve or an animal for I think it has to do with dogs. Yes, I think a dog sanctuary where they do all sorts of stuff, with dogs training and all other stuff and retreat. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I guess their family's into that.
There's an account I follow called Dodo. Anyone out there with Facebook and Instagram? And I don't own dogs. I got a rabbit. That's why I can't have a dog. But it's what it is. It's like they find all these stray dogs and rescue them, and then foster them and find. Some people end up keeping them, or they find suitable homes for them. Dogs in just the worst state, and you realize what kind of human being could do this to these animals. And so it's nice to see David doing stuff like that, because that's like something that's after my heart. It's really awesome.
Yeah, check his page when you get a chance.
I will.
And you'll see he posted it. I was going to send him a message saying congratulations. I was covering that guy when he was coming up, and to see what he's done, incredible.
So Diego Ramos at the free throw line. Diego from Waterloo. I believe he's a 2024 as well. So that's the thing. I don't think they have a single 2023 on this roster. This is a team.
This is a team that can.
That you watch. Hey, look, they're still in it right now. They're leading by 3. They're going to be playing for the championships. But you watch out for this team next year. My goodness.
Yeah, they've got a lot of young talent, which is great. You mentioned Diego. I love him. He always comes in, Ramos, and plays hard. It doesn't matter if he has a bigger role. I think he had a bigger role a little while back. Now he's kind of a secondary role out there. But he always gives him maximum effort, and you love those kind of players.
So United Scholastic out of sorts there. Guys arguing with each other, miscommunication. So you wonder, you don't want to see that start to creep in at this point in the game.
No, you got to stick together. It doesn't matter. You're here. You're almost at the final. You can't be fighting each other out here. You have to love each other and work and talk it out instead of arguing.
And Oliogu up and under and one. My goodness.
I mean, the talent level of this young man right here. I had a chance to be down in Cleveland earlier this summer for a tournament that was on down there, and tell you, he had a dunk down there on the baseline, was absolutely incredible. But once he can get that outside shot become automatic, this guy's going to be so impossible to cover, because athletically he can do anything out there. You look at his legs, strong legs, and he's growing, right now. So he's going to be a force in Canadian basketball. Again, one of my favorite players to watch.
Can't convert to 3, but Romel Russell rips that. You talk about hitting that 3. I think the same thing with Jalik Dunkley-Diston in Orangeville.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of the freakiest athletes you'll ever see. Once he can start hitting that 3 consistently, watch out. I think that's his next step next year, because we know he might be the best dunker in the country.
Yes.
It's, okay, he's a good three-point shooter. He needs to become a great three-point shooter, and that's what's going to separate him even further.
That means getting in the gym, 200 to 500 shots every practice, getting those shots up, working those drills so that you can become an automatic shooter. The game is shooting now. It doesn't matter what position you're playing, you have to be able to shoot. Even if you're playing the so-called 5, you still need to be able to shoot. So all you young players out there, make sure you're in the gym practicing your ball handling and your shooting, because you want to be able to create that shot off the bounce as well. Oh, nice pass.
Yamari Alette wide open underneath. The response for United Scholastic, now they're back out in front by 1, 45-44. Just over 4 minutes left to go in the third.
And that pass there was great. Preston Gale showing that he could be a playmaker, not just a scorer, and it's great to see.
Romel Russell rips that out of that Fort Erie player's hands, and then good hustle back by Ramos just to tip that out. He's saying that went off for Poole, and now the refs are going to argue.
I don't think it went off of Max. I think
it's blue ball, if you ask me.
I think they're going to reverse it, though.
They are, yeah.
I told you. I couldn't see. I think the way Max was facing, we couldn't really see. But I didn't think he tipped it. I thought he pulled his hand back.
The United Scholastic parents and family not having it.
No, they're not liking that call. That's a reversal. Good pressure.
I think the refs done a good job on this game. Caceres. Charrier wide open. And then step back Sharma. No.
Looks so.
Yeah. So Diego Ramos.
Yep. How much time left here? 3:27.
Lots of basketball left. Again, this one, I mean, this is looking like last possession wins this one again, the way this is going.
And the key for Fort Erie right now is knowing that you're in bonus. How aggressive are you going to be down the stretch? You have to take advantage of being in the penalty and really drive at USA and get to the line as much as you can. That's going to give you some points and an advantage.
Ramos hitting free throws to put Fort Erie back in front. So the other March Madness starting next week.
Unbelievable.
And
huh?
this is one of those years, I mean, there's any number of 20 teams can win this year. This isn't one of those years where there's 2 or 3 teams. It's so wide open. Any early predictions you're looking at right now?
Well, I mean, there are some teams like a Houston, I mean, a veteran team right there. They're very good. They can get it done. I mean, you have to look at Zach Edey and Purdue. I mean, they've been number one at a point this year. Tough team. They've got great guard play, and then they have Zach in the middle. There's a lot of teams I've been watching lately. I've been looking at a UCLA lately. They've been kind of doing their thing.
Tiger Campbell playing the point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like Kansas, and there's Akuntak.
Kansas is always tough. Kansas is always going to be in the mix, no matter what.
And so Caceres gets himself to the line. Speaking of Kansas, so the whole quad 1, quad 2 wins. Nobody has more quad wins than Kansas, which means they're beating good teams on the road in pressure situations, and I think that's going to serve them well as we get into the tournament. But, yeah, it's just one of those. I mean, UCLA is certainly going to be in the mix, the experience they've had over the past couple of years. And Houston, you talk about only 2 losses this year. Nobody's lost less games, and so they're all of them certainly going to be in the mix. Don't count out some of the, I'm not sold on Purdue. Love Zach Edey.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got to call his game when he was in grade 9 in biosteel, and he looked like a deer on skates, and he's grown into his body. And now I just saw today he picked up one of the National College Player of the Year awards, and so he's probably going to get more.
The Naismith, I think, pretty sure on that one.
I get to vote on some of the All-American and National Player of the Years, and so Zach's going to get him. I'll tell. Spoiler alert: there's no way I'm not voting for the Canadian. He's getting
no
my
way.
vote.
If you do that and we find out, Chris, you're out of here.
No, I screenshot I've got the ballot in my inbox.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was going to do it this weekend. Got a little busy. I'll get to it during the week.
Yeah, great to see, man. You look at even a team like Texas. I mean, can they go on a run? You have Marcus Carr doing his thing there. You got to love it.
Verpool gets his own rebound.
Oh, couldn't get that.
And it won't drop. And stop. The indecision. Ref had his hand up and went the other way, which means, listen to your gut, right?
Yeah, a little unsure on that play, that's for sure.
My problem is I listen to my gut too much and it keeps growing. That's right.
You don't got to tell me about that.
Romel Russell from 3.
Young Russ getting it done. Very good role player on this team, comes in and he always produces. He's going to play at the next level, most likely U Sports level, but he's going to have a little more opportunity at the next level, I think, because obviously this team is so stacked. But he comes in and gets the job done.
Ooh. He tripped over Verpool on the ground, and here comes Kobe Charles. He's got nobody with him, so he pulls up and shoots. I would like to see him just maybe hold that ball up and wait.
Yeah, as a point guard, I would like to see him pull that out. Or attack. That's kind of like a fadeaway shot. Not a great shot right there. You want to go to the hoop. I felt he had an opportunity to spin towards the middle on that play as well. But
so Fort Erie with 3 6'10", 6'11" guys on the floor right now. And Charrier, Akuntak follows. He's having a night. The youngster, Akuntak. Yamari Alette. Swish. Bingo.
Now, ODU likes to see that.
Yeah. Big 3, the response puts USA back up by 1. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Chris McKee, Drew from On Point. Of course, check out On Point's, all their socials. I'm sure there's 1,000 highlights today in Charrier.
Oh, yeah.
That one in.
My guy, Michael Torres, is right down there, and it will be posted later on from all the games. I think he was here for one of the girls' games as well.
Alette dancing around out there, and he just kicked it off his own foot. He does his best Alphonso Davies impersonation.
That's just a little too much ball handling right there.
Yeah.
You want to see more ball movement and then attack off the bounce when you make the defense shift. When you got one guy just dribbling out the possession, the defense is just waiting for you, and that's what happens. You dribble off your foot because there's no opening for you to get to the hole.
Unless your name's Allen Iverson, pass the ball. Yeah.
AI had a full green light.
Oh. You ever see any highlights of AI playing high school football?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was on, was it Newport News, Virginia? This dude could play. Like, he had a bunch of D1 offers as a quarterback and stuff, but obviously he went and played basketball at Georgetown.
Man, I remember seeing AI play St. John's at the Madison Square Garden. And I tell you, boy, he was so fast. I couldn't believe how fast AI was in person. Unbelievable.
Have you ever been down to Georgetown's campus?
Yes, I've been down there.
It is so beautiful.
Beautiful
And when I went
campus.
down there, I realized, I'm like, how can people not want to go here? It is so. Now, keep in mind, look, I love Patrick Ewing, one of my favorite coaches and
Yes.
athletes of all time. He's got to go. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got 2 wins in conference this year.
Yeah.
They're like 7-20.
Man, it's
time
hard to
for a
say.
change at Georgetown.
Big Pat is like, we all watch the Big East, but if you're not getting it done, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's got to prove himself, and it's not getting it done.
It's not getting it done.
So sad to see.
Verpool. Ooh, Max Verpool falling to the ground.
He's one of the best shooters in the country for the last few years. Max moved over from full circle, and now he's at United, and a big shot for Mr. Vorpool. 54-54.
One of the kids I loved on Ridley and Pool B, that Jarosevic. I haven't.
Of
the
course.
trigger on
you
that
know who
kid.
his dad is, right?
Yeah, this dude can play, man.
Oh!
Diego Ramos, the response for Fort Erie with a 3. Shot clock expiring. Alette puts it up, but it's not going to go. So at the end of 3, so Verpool hits a 3, Ramos responds for Fort Erie, and they lead by 3 going into the fourth quarter.
And his teammate is Charles is looking at him saying, move the ball, pass the ball. But no, man, what a game. 57-54, unbelievable.
So are you sticking around for the fourth? Or you going back
sure,
to
I'll
scout?
stick
Yeah,
around.
might as well.
I want to give a little plug out to an event, if you don't mind,
Plug
that
ahead.
we're doing. My man Kevin Barnes, you know Barnesy is involved in that Pro-Can Invitational. So for the university players coming out and leaving this year, we did it last year. It's our second one. It's happening toward, as always, the Pro-Can Invitational. Make sure you come out. We got a lot of people involved. Chris, hopefully you can come out as well. We're giving an opportunity for our university, players to go pro to the next level. And it's great because you got drills, you got games, and it's a fantastic event. So make sure you check it out, procanball.com. All the graduating players coming out of youth sports, this is your opportunity to come out and check it out. It's April 29th to 30th, so the end of April, beginning of May, and it's going to be at Humber College,
there you go.
North
Boom.
Campus.
All
Appreciate that. But I'll stick around, man, for sure. I love talking ball.
Let's go. We got a big finish coming ahead. You know, I'm fading here, guys, fourth, so I can use a
I'm
little
here
help.
for you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. You don't have to, lose your voice today
That's
over
it.
this.
Yeah, we got tomorrow to get to. But, one of the things I want to touch on is, like, you talked about, oh, hey, maybe he's got a future in youth sports. And let me tell you something. My son is an OUA athlete. So if we say, oh, hey, this guy can play youth sports, that by no means that is a slag.
Not at all.
Let me tell you something. Like, and I've talked about it. It doesn't matter whether you play OCAA. I did the play-by-play at Durham College for many years in basketball and volleyball. And one of the things I realized that first year, I went to the athletic banquet, and you see the kids crying when they're leaving, the emotion, how much it means to them, the bonds they build, the connection they make for life that helps them set them up for jobs and careers, and that brotherhood and sisterhood they have. It's so invaluable. And it doesn't matter whether you're at Michigan State or Algoma University or Laurier or Western. It is all so equally important. So a lot of the kids get it in their head, I got to play D1 or maybe I'm not successful. That is complete BS. The life you can have and you can set up for yourself by playing youth sports and OUA is just invaluable.
You make a great point, and I say this all the time to the youth sports programs. You guys don't really have much restrictions here in Canada, so you should be at all the events with all these kids playing in high school and prep basketball as you can. Obviously, there's a budget, but the reason why all the kids know about NCAA is the marketing, March Madness. We got to get more marketing. Youth sports has to market. Most of our pros that are playing professionally have come from youth sports. And the thing is, the kids just don't know that. And once you educate them, Chris, that'll be different.
Olivier Faubert and 1. So this guy's having an afternoon, an evening now. The Faubert.
Big time play, catches the rebound, puts it back in. Chance to make the traditional three-point play here and can put Fort Erie up 6 with this free throw as well.
You know, you say the traditional three-point play because the young kids don't realize they didn't used to have a three-point line until sometime in the 80s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. But now, I mean, everybody's shooting. And you know what, to be honest with you, at times it's unwatchable, especially even at the pro level. Too many people shooting threes that really have no business shooting threes.
I've watched more NBA this year than I have in the past couple of years. Injured finger. Okay, so we got Christian Nitsu, injured hand. Or as they say in the NHL, an upper body injury. They don't want you to know specifically.
Yeah. Sad to see. I hope he can, if they make it to the next game, I hope he can come back. But maybe it looks like he could be out.
Ooh, Yamari Alette. Is that for three? Yeah. Corner three, Yamari. So guys starting to wake up. We're getting to crunch time. Here we go. Caceres.
Yamari showing he can do it from the outside, which is great.
Caceres Euro step around everyone, and it's going to be a push in the back on Charrier. Got a seat for 1 second.
Yeah, pushing the back for sure there. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where the momentum is. I think USA has a bit of momentum, but still, the verdict is to be out on that. They're down. USA down 3. They're right in the game. I think this is going to go right down to the wire.
Yeah. Last team with the ball. Maybe some OT. You know what? Still early.
You just love the gym, don't you?
I don't mind.
Folks, Chris McKee would have a cot in here. He would sleep in here if he could to stay in the gym and call basketball games. He loves it. I love it too. Shout out my guy Yoram, doing it all week long, doing it, getting it done, organizing it, putting it together for the OSBA. The stream is fantastic. A lot of people listening, a lot of people at home trying to catch all the action. And I love the fact that they have the girls and the guys all together because it gives the girls' game a chance for people to see how much talent we have on the girls' side as well. Sometimes you go to events and they separate it, the girls' championship, the boys. No, I like it. You put it all together, give the equal attention to the ladies as you do the men. So it's fantastic. I see a lot of the girls that were playing earlier still here, supporting this Canadian basketball community, man. It's so amazing to see the growth. What I would like, though, is a lot of times during the season, I'd like more people to go see games, not just the games that your team is involved in, but, even when a guy like Elijah Fisher was here or Leonard Miller, even if that's not your team, go out and support. Because in our day, we would travel all across the city to see the players, to see the talent. And you got a kid like Afosa, you're going to have to pay to see him in a couple of years. Why not go and see him now when it's free?
Felix Caceres off the glass. Another basket for Fort Erie. Shout out to Elijah Fisher down at Texas Tech University.
Getting more time towards the end of the season, too. That was a tough roster to crack. I mean, that's like a Houston. They're very veteran-laden and very, junior and senior-laden. So as a freshman, the fact he's getting minutes is great. Oh, that's tough.
Caceres back-to-back buckets for Fort Erie. So he's starting to wake up. The Bile still all-Canadian.
If you were questioning whether he should have been picked or not, that is a pro move. Left-hand dribble, finish high off the glass in traffic. Oh, my goodness.
You can see Felix has got the physical length and size, for that next level.
But you know what I love more than anything, Chris, is demeanor. Act like you did it before.
Big Ash.
Ooh, got to make that.
He's had 2 cracks at it. The 7-footer can't get it to go. And what a play. Whipped off. That's got to be, I would go blue ball. Unless he was out of bounds when he threw it.
Kind of got pushed there. He's lucky, the Fort Erie player is lucky he didn't get called on a foul.
So it looks like Alette is cramping up on the grounds.
Yeah, he is.
So keep walking on it. He might need a little breather. And there, here's that. We talked about, the 3 or 4 games in a couple days. That's starting to come into effect here. One of the things I didn't like, I won't name the kid, was out in the lobby. I seen one of the kids before eating French fries pregame. And it's like, what you're about to play, a game like this, you can't be eating French fries.
You should be eating bananas.
Maybe a pasta or something, right?
Orange, yeah. You gotta really drinking a lot of water to replenish. You got to really take care of your body, kids, from early.
That's not the fuel you want to run on. See, I'm an old fat guy. I can run on French fries and pizza, but not these guys. Yeah.
I'll tell you, since COVID, I've put on a little bit of pounds. I need to get back in the gym, man. This is off point right now.
And the shot clock expired there. And here's Gale down the other end. Oh, easy lay-in.
Almost lost that.
He's had some big plays, but then he gets buried on the bench. I'd like to see him out there a little bit more because he's been really effective when he's out there.
Great size. You need that size inside. Got a lot of girth there, too, so he's strong. Nice pass.
Sharma.
They're letting them play, aren't they, Chris?
Thank God, because it's a little bit earlier. Now finally a travel called on a Kuntak. Come on.
The USA fans are loving that call. 4-point gap right now. What a game. I mean, the games today have been fantastic.
Outstanding, yeah. I talked about, for years calling the Orangeville games, not so much this year, but in years past, I've called so many 40, 50-point blowouts where I'm talking about my 10 favorite rap albums in the fourth. So this is awesome that I'm actually, we've had 4 games in a row, all in it. Even some of those grind session games I did a couple months ago, a lot of blowouts in that. And that's Verpool again. This guy's having a night.
Match and play, man. He stepped up to this level, and he's not skipped a beat playing for USA.
Only goes about 5'9", but he plays much bigger than that.
Definitely. You were talking about hip-hop the other day. I was on,
It was Ishan Sharma baseline. No, that's Ramos again, forgive me. That light coming in, I can't see over there too well.
Shout out De La Soul.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Dave, rest in peace to Dave from the group De La Soul. They're actually on streaming now, talking about hip-hop. They're on all the streaming networks. There was a dispute over the years, and it's good to see De La Soul's music on there. A lot of young people out there to go listen to De La Soul. That was a golden age of hip-hop right there, and unfortunately lost one of their members, but what a group they were. Standard bearers in the hip-hop game.
And shot clock winding down. Mario Lakuntak off the glass this time.
Crucial time right now for USA. They're down 7. Lots of time left, but they need to get buckets coming back down. They need to capitalize and score here.
I forget the other guy in De La Soul. His son played running back at Auburn and then played in the NFL with the Rams. Forget his name.
Oh, wow.
One of the other guys on De La Soul. His kid was in the NFL.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Sharma.
Oh, that would have been big.
And Akuntak. Mario Akuntak, my goodness. And he's feeling it, lets out a big roar, and this guy's showing out. And so now a little bit of a run, a 9-point lead in favor of Fort Erie, 71-62. And we're getting down to crunch time. Fort Erie starting to create a little separation. This is about one of the largest leads of the game we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, the box out there, they're not boxing out USA on the defensive end, and they're giving up offensive rebounds. The length and size of Fort Erie is giving USA a lot of trouble. But if you box out, you can negate a lot of that because they're going to have to come over the top of you. So fundamentals, attention to detail, especially in a close game, crucial down the stretch. USA has to pick it up on the defensive end and then come down, take good shots, and score some buckets, because right now this is close to a double-digit lead with just over 4 minutes in the game. Fort Erie getting it done, feeling good out there. They're trying to book their ticket to the championship game. World Crown got it done. And for the girls, Niagara Prep.
Shocking, yeah.
Crestwood Prep. Yeah, Niagara's come a long way, but it shows you, doesn't matter what your rankings are, it doesn't matter, you got to get it done on the floor. Nothing's good on paper. You got to get it done, and they did that today. So shout out Coach Picton, shout out Niagara. They're getting it done, and shout out Coach Davis, Mr. Marlowe.
Marlowe, yeah.
Yeah, we just did a little feature on Sportsnet on coaches, and Marlowe was one of them. Jamal McGlure, Tamara Tatham, as you know, TT, U of T. And Josh Salandi from Mississauga Monarchs. We had a blast doing that one, just to show a little bit different, the commitment of coaches during Black History Month as well.
Jamal lives out in Pickering where I live. I used to bump into him at the pub all the time.
That's my guy, man. Big Cat. Big Cat getting
I don't know
it
if he's
done.
still out in Pickering, but he was for years.
He's always been generous when we've asked to, do something with him. Nope.
Ramos
my
again.
goodness.
Diego Ramos.
He is the performer of the game right there. He's come on and done amazing work. Oh, there's Afosa.
Second half, he's been lights out, Diego Ramos.
Not sure how many points he has, but he's racking them up.
So speaking of Jamal, I wrote an article a couple of years ago, and everyone, we had the documentary, The Vince Carter Effect. What people don't realize is there was a Jamal McGlure effect, because before that we had a bunch of guys that went to Niagara College and Canisius, guys from Toronto, Mississauga, but Jamal was like one of the first dudes to go to Kentucky, to come out of Eastern Commerce and go to Kentucky. That changed the game. That it didn't mean that that opened the door for Canadian guys to start going to a lot bigger schools. And I wrote this article on the Jamal McGlure effect. I think it's been more impactful in a way, especially at the college level, than even what Vince did.
That was huge. I mean, the Kentucky. You're talking Kentucky. One of our big men got to go to Kentucky. And also, when you add in Simeon Mars, being able to bring Coach Mars, his high school coach, down to Kentucky to be there, we were blown away. We were like, we couldn't believe it. Simeon there on the bench, Jamal doing his thing. Great comment that you made there, and great title, the Jamal McGlure effect. I mean,
go look up that article.
He's
it's
a
out
legend.
There. Just type that in.
Big Cat's a legend. He's done it, an all-star. Played 10, 12 years in the NBA. You got to love what he represents. And Caravana, he's got his camp as well, doing it. For the parade. Oh, man. Big Cat's unbelievable, man. Love that guy.
74-63, 11-point lead for Erie. Just over 3 minutes left in the game. I mean, who's the guy, right? Let's show up. Let's see it. If all these kids talk about, hey, I want to play here, I want to play that. We'll show it right now.
Yeah. It's put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. Get it done. It's crunch time here. Who's going to step up? United, they need buckets right now. They need Afosa to go off, and they need to get some stops. Attention to detail. Got to get stops, got to rebound, got to box out, and play good, solid defense. It's not over. It's 11. It looks formidable right now, but if they play well down the stretch, they have a chance to pull it off. Let's see what happens.
No need to panic. No need to just start chucking up threes from bad angles and stuff. Play lots of basketball, but defense becomes the paramount now. You got to shut down defensively.
Yeah, you mentioned Ramos. He's leading the game with 17 points. Sharma with 15. Faubert, I think, has 16 from what I can see there.
Yeah.
And then for USA, Olioju has 16, Alette 15 for them. Vorpool's got 10. Yeah. So balanced scoring. Nobody's really separating themselves too much.
Here we go. Caceres, USA pressing, trying to create a turnover. Ramos to Faubert. If you're Fort Erie, you also want to use clock. Well, they didn't. Doesn't matter. Olivier Faubert off the glass. The big man puts the lead to 13.
Not what USA wanted to see there. They're down 13 right now. They got to pick up the pace as well.
Largest lead of the game. Verpool, the response. Much needed.
That's what he do.
They needed that. Lead back down to 10.
Love how he brings up the ball, uses his offhand. I tell kids out there all the time, use that offhand to ward off the defender so that they can't reach in and get that steal. Prototypical point guard skills right there, Sharma. Nice drive, foul.
Looks like Lufuebo got a piece of him. And Fort Erie's going to shoot some free throws.
See, Caceres there sees that mismatch, sees the advantage, and immediately attacks. And when you attack with purpose, you're going to get either a bucket or you're going to get a foul. And this time, he's going to the line.
Not that, hey, I like seeing any kids missing games, but I think, with Fort Erie, without Nitu, and obviously Alette, maybe a little bit more key to USA, but that guy's going to play high-level Division I. They're without him, and they're still doing this. So it kind of mutes the excuse, we didn't have our guy. Well, they didn't have one of their main guys either.
Huge void right there. But you don't think you're going to get Ramos coming up and throwing up a game-high 17 for them, but it's a step up. Next man steps up, and they got that today from Ramos. Nitu's a huge miss for them. It'll be interesting to see if he's back
Tomorrow,
in the final if they win this game.
Verpool. A let fade away. And that tapped in Oliogu. So in FIBA rules, you're allowed to do that. If there's anyone at home that watches NCAA basketball, trust me, that's got me a bunch of times. You're allowed to do that in FIBA rules.
Oh, that would have been big.
Could have been a dagger.
That might have sealed it if he made that.
USA has life. Just at 10, under 2 minutes to go. Kick out. Alette attacks and blocks. A Kuntak again. This dude's been lights out.
Got a lot of length inside there. You got to be careful. You almost wanted Alette to throw that 3 up there because they're down 10.
I don't know why he's shooting that, but hey, now we know why, because Diego Ramos, flames coming off the ball. I didn't like the shot selection. He had a lot of seconds left to work, and this guy cannot miss, Diego Ramos.
20 points for Ramos, getting it done in this game. Number 9 has come to play. Unsung hero if there ever was one. But I'm telling you, I've been watching him over the last few years, and he's a gamer. No matter what position he's in, he gets it done, and he's going to put in maximum effort every time.
When you're feeling it like that, hey, why not? So I think he's going to not get the earful from Coach Charles after that.
Block down there.
And here's Caceres.
Wow.
And the follow, and Fort Erie is looking likely that they're going to be playing Sunday at 3 o'clock against Royal Crown. Verpool misses. And now they got to start the foul game, trailing 83-68 with 1:11 to go. Yeah, Drew said, the most unlikeliest of heroes in this one.
Stepped up in the absence of Christian Nitu for Coach Hantamakos. They have got a full team effort. They've got so much length inside, though. Even if you try to get to the hoop, it's going to be difficult.
That's a foul. It's got to be.
Saved it.
Ball bouncing around. It should be blue ball. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Well, USA gets a little bit of a break here. Now they're going, that was a blue ball. You know what? I just got someone messaging me going, hey, if you need some help about explaining how the officials work, I'll be happy. Someone just tweeted at me, which really? I was like, hey, I will take them up on that conversation. But a lot of the people don't understand, because I've had this with some of the officials up in Orangeville go, hey, Chris, I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm like, to be honest with you, look, I'm in the moment, just like the coaches and the player. So it's like, if you can't match the intensity, so yes, you're going to complain about the refs. They are, unfortunately, the innocent bystander. I still love y'all.
Listen, you can't, even if you're a team, I always say you can't get every call. You got to play through and play hard.
And
you can't look to get every call, that's for sure.
There's Oliogu. And, hey, it was pretty. I don't know how much it means right about now, trailing by 13 with 35 to go.
This isn't the last we're going to see of him in this kind of game. He's going to be right there. They needed their guy. I mean, you add Vachon in with him. Now you have a formidable duo. With him not being there, that's tough. And again, you mentioned Nitu as well, being out for Fort Erie.
Fort Erie just dribbling this down. The shot clock's going to expire, and so they're going to have 10 seconds. But Fort Erie, courtesy of Diego Ramos, Muriel Akuntak, and just a great all-around team effort. Faubert big, Caceres, all of them. Ishan Sharma, Braden Jackson, Chari, everyone having a night. Congrats to Fort Erie. They're going to play Royal Crown tomorrow for the OSBA championship.
Yeah, would you have picked this coming in? Maybe Royal Crown, obviously, one of the top teams. But I'm not sure if you would have picked Fort Erie over all the other teams. But you know what? They proved everybody wrong. They came with a full maximum team effort here and, pretty much handled USA 83-70 in this one.
Took over in the second half, created separation. That was the largest win of the day, 83-70. So Chris McKee, Drew, anything in closing?
Yeah, just great action today. Obviously, tomorrow's going to be big. We hope there's big crowds here to cheer on all 4 teams. It's going to be another great day of basketball. I love to, be here in the gym. I pretty much live in the gym, so this is going to be nothing for me. We'll have the whole team out as well to support what the OSBA is doing this weekend, which is a fantastic event for Canadian basketball.
Get down. It's Sunday afternoon. What else are you doing? There's no NFL on
12 noon. Get here
down
early
here.
to come catch the ladies. And if you're coming tomorrow, don't just come for the boys' game. Even if you have a team, you got to come early. Come show the ladies some love. We want to pack it for the girls' game as well, not just for the 3 o'clock game.
Preach. Well, hey, thanks for joining us here on the OSBA YouTube stream. I'm Chris McKee. We'll
Thanks
see you
for having
tomorrow
me.
afternoon.